Hi everyone, and welcome to issue 3 of Still Only 35 Cents. For this video, we've got a brand new unboxing to share with you all. So welcome back, and before we get started I want to thank everyone for all the support so far that we've had for the channel, and the watches, the views, the comments, the likes and subscribes that you've all put in there. It's really appreciated. Again, new channel, if you could hit that like button down below and also leave a comment. We'd love to hear what content you'd like to see more of. If you could also hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, there's plenty more videos where this came from, so we'd love to have you on the journey. Okay, and with that, let's get unboxing. Okay, we've got another new box from the UK. Let's see what's inside. Alright, bubble wrap. So, first off, copy of Invaders, giant size Invaders, number 1, and on the back, Invaders Annual, number 1, and to top that off, a whole bunch, let's get that on the light, a whole bunch of Invaders, full run of, I think. I've, again, like the previous video, I've submitted some of these to CGC directly from the auction house. Crack these open and have a look, see what issues we've got left. Oh, this is a big one. I mentioned earlier about the Alanmoore Captain Britain run. More of this early Daredevils Alanmoore Captain Britain run. Yeah, can't wait to see what's inside here. Look good already. And then last for today's unboxing is more Captain Britain. This is Captain Britain Volume 2. Again, I've taken some of the select books out of here already and submitted them to CGC. So let me get them into bags and boards and I'll take you through them. Alright, see you soon. So I spent a little time bagging and boarding, got these all ready to go. Some of them you'll note I've got little stickers on. They're the books that I've identified as being potential for grading with CGC. I've been collecting these for a little while now. This whole run here is most notable because it is actually Alan Moore's run on Captain Britain alongside Alandavis. Essentially, introduction of the new Captain Britain, the multiverse, the Captain Britain Corp, and essentially introduced the Earth 616 definition within Marvel Comics itself. There are a few other character introductions here, such as Meggan, who later joins Excalibur with Captain Britain and becomes Captain Britain's wife, ultimately. But again, this is a really good introduction to Captain Britain. These are quite hard to find, these books, particularly in high grade, as they were much loved and didn't really get picked up until post the Excalibur run. But I was lucky enough when I was young to actually read these books, and again, the art from Alandavis is just stunning. That with Alan Moore's amazing scripting pre his Miracle Man days, and there's some interesting links to Miracle Man in this as well. Not these specific issues, more the Marvel Superheroes books 387 and 388. There is one in here where there is the first appearance of Miracle Man in the Marvel Universe, but we'll come to that in a minute. So we'll kick off. First, there's a couple of copies of Daredevils number 2. Now, then Daredevils number 3. Now, Daredevils was essentially a new series where they kicked off Alan Moore's run, and it included the Captain Britain strip, but then also Daredevil, Spider-Man, and a few other Marvel superheroes within here. It also featured some Night Raven stories as well, and what you tend to find is they'd have a whole bunch of colour posters in each one of these as well, so you can see some of the artwork is tremendous in terms of new and original content that you wouldn't have seen in US comic books. Issue number 4 with that great Captain Britain cover, introduction of the Special Executive, which is marketed here as Britain's first superhero team. That's issue 5. This is issue 7. Now this is the one I was referring to earlier. So this is the introduction of Miracle Man in the Marvel Universe. In this issue, he perishes at the hands of the cyborg, the Fury. It's not cyborg, the almost sentinel-like creature, the Fury, which played a significant part in this whole story arc. And in this issue, you find in an alternative world, before Captain UK, which is a variant of Captain Britain, comes to the mainstream Marvel universe, he's killed in that universe. So perfect introduction to Miracle Man before the actual Miracle Man title came about. Issue 8. Issue 10 with a great poster of the Fury inside it. That's a fantastic image there. Number 11, again, you can see the Fury defeating Captain Britain. This original piece of art came up on Heritage about a year or so ago. I did bid on it, but unfortunately I sort of missed the boat. I wish I'd actually captured this, because this is a great piece of art to have, and one of the best Daredevils covers that they actually had in this entire run. And then after that issue, it then reverts to the old, ironically, the old Mighty World of Marvel is reinvigorated in a monthly format with the Daredevils included. And again, the story continues. Now, I think this is the issue where Meggan is first introduced. She's in her sort of werewolf form that she has up until the Captain Britain Volume 2, where she transforms into the usual Meggan that we all know and love from Excalibur. But yeah, this is her first appearance, where she tells a story about the legend of Captain Britain and how he's saving these people from these concentration camps. Essentially, Jim Jaspers has outlawed superheroes and superpowers in this issue, and so she's part of that sort of concentration camp. Issue number 8. Issue number 10, unfortunately missing the Marvel badge. I've got a number of these, but I've never actually got the badge. Probably a good thing, because you wouldn't be able to get these graded anyway, but yeah, the badge is generally never there whenever I've seen this. Number 11 and number 13 with the Captain Britain cover. This one does have the stickers inside, and this one is high grade, so I'm thinking about submitting it. I'll just take this out and show you the stickers that came free with this. Let's just move this out of the way. And there's the stickers inside. Again, Avengers, Yellow Jacket, Iron Man and Scarlet Witch. And you can see here some of the amazing artwork of Captain Britain. I think this is actually the first Captain Britain Corps. Actually, yes it is. So you can see on these pages here the various variants of Captain Britain, from Captain Angleterre from 305, Captain Empire from 741, Captain Airstrip from 744, and again I think in here it identifies the mainstream Marvel Universe as Earth 616. So it's a great book in terms of history to have. Just pop that back in there. Then we have issue number 14. Again, continuing that story of Captain Britain. Issue 15. This is where Captain Britain, that issue before, sorry, Captain Britain issue 14, I believe, is the first issue where Meggan and Captain Britain actually meet and they do fight each other, which results in the death of one of Meggan's friends. And this is where Captain Britain goes to see the parents of the slain friend, and him and Meggan meet up and eventually make friends, and she joins him in his adventures. And then Mighty World of Marvel 16. And then to follow that, I bought this whole collection of Captain Britain Volume 2. So this wasn't written by Alan Moore. At that point, Alan Moore had moved off, and Alandavis actually took on the writing and plotting, as well as art on the book as well. These are reasonably easy to come by and are easier to find in higher grade. But again, equally the stories, he did a really great job in terms of continuing Alan Moore's legacy, and these books lead directly into Captain Britain's introduction into Excalibur. Captain Britain number 2. This is a variant of that Paul McCartney Wings Band on the Run album cover, with the Crazy Gang on the front cover. Issue 2. Issue 3 featuring the return of Slaymaster, and also how Captain Britain's power is the source of his power in terms of where it comes from. A nice hark back. This issue, again, is a really good one. I love this issue. Sidney Crumb is a background character that's been in multiple of the Captain Britain books, but in this one he meets his demise, transformed by the Fury in terms of the way that it fires an arrow and infects him, and turns him into this monster, which it's a powerful story where Captain Britain tries to defend the populace from this creature, but then realises that this poor creature is dying and just wants to be left alone to die. So it's a really good story, and brilliantly done by Alandavis. Number 5, where you see another variant of Captain Britain. I won't reveal the twist in this, but Captain Britain is sent back to the Elseworld to and meets one of his counterparts, battling against the Technic there, or with the Technic. Issue 7, and then issue 8, which is the first appearance of Meggan in her true form, or the form that you would know and love now. Again, this one is super high grade, so I will be submitting this for CGC to grade. I already have a copy of this graded, but I think it's a sort of 9.6, so hopefully this will get the 9.8. First introduction of the Cherubim, essentially a super powered bunch of children. Love to see these come back. They're a really interesting set of characters and powers, and very, as you can see, very Alandavis in the way that they're created and drawn. Issue 10. Issue 12. Now this one's notable because it's the first appearance of Betsy Braddock as Captain Britain. She is now the current Captain Britain, but this is the first time that she actually took on and wore the outfit or the costume and took on the mantle. Before, she was blinded by Slaymaster, which is where you see her come into the X-Men run around about 213, where she's blind. This is the issue where she gets blinded. Oh, no, sorry, this is not the issue where she gets blinded. This is her first introduction. Issue 13 is the one where she is introduced and form a full appearance, and she's blinded by Slaymaster. So this is the issue where she becomes Captain Britain. Issue 13, unfortunately, I submitted it to CGC directly, so that's going straight to grading. But again, that's the issue where she is the first full appearance as Captain Britain, and then she gets blinded by Slaymaster. And then this is the last issue. Now, at this point, I believe that Chris Claremont was already talking to Alandavis about bringing these characters into the more normal Marvel universe. So it's a good book to have, issue 14. Okay, next batch, we've got the full run of Invaders here, which I wanted to share with you. I shared this on the earlier live stream that I did this week, but I think the video on that wasn't particularly great, so I wanted to just run through these again. We'll do it in reverse order this time, just so you can get a sense of the books that are in the collection. Some of these I did send to CGC Direct. I do have other copies that I can show you what they look like, but they're in with CGC for grading at the moment. These were so high quality in terms of the actual, what I think the grades on these books are, I'm really happy in terms of making sure that they'll come back with a high grade. A number of these I will also be submitting, but wanted to get them in hand first and just run through them all with you. I'll showcase some of the ones that are missing that were submitted as well, just to give you a sense of each of those books. So let's get it kicked off. So this is King Size Annual number 1 for the Invaders. What's notable about this book is the cover art by Alex Schomburg, which at that point he was not doing many covers, and I think this is probably the last example that he's done. But again, it's a great book to have just purely because it's one of the last Alex Schomburg covers out there. And then we move into the run proper. So Invaders 41. So this is the last issue of the Invaders. You'll notice the rogues guy on the front. It's an interesting one because it's all black cover, really hard to get in good grade. So this one's very, very, this is a reasonable state. So I think I'll be submitting this into CGC. Then there's issue 40, Baron Blood back. Won't be submitting this one. I don't think it's got a few issues, including there was some sticker residue on the top, so I won't submit that. Issue 39. What's great, it's got the still only 35 cents on this. What's notable about this run is it does include that still only 35 cent sticker on a number of these books here, because it was in that perfect period in 1977, but I'll have to double check, where essentially the price point moved from 35 to 40, and in the preceding months before that happened, they had the still only 35 cents sticker on there. In addition to that, this is one of the runs where there's a notable amount of UK price variance as well. So you'll see a number of these as we go through these books here. So that's issue 39. Issue 38, that's the first full appearance of Lady Lotus. So she's an agent during World War II with the powers of mental manipulation. So that's the first appearance there. You notice the different coloured still only 35 cents there as well. Again, I'm probably going to mess around with these logos as we go through the channel, because I love the way that these were coloured in different ways, and there are a number of still only 35 cent variant logos that we used on Marvel books. So I am going to be trying to collect all of the still only 35 cents variant covers or variants, or they're not really variants, but of still only 35 cent issues. I think that would be a very interesting collection to put on the CGC registry. Then we've got the first UK price variant. So this is the first cameo of Lady Lotus, who you see in issue 38. This is a UK price variant. You can see the 12p in place of the still only 35 cent sticker, which would have been on the US one. Issue 36. Again, you can see the different style in terms of that still only 35 cent piece on the left hand side, with the red 35 cents this time. Issue 35, again with that still only 35 with the red colouring instead of the usual just black. And here we have again issue 34 with the still only 35 cent sticker. You'll note that's got a little bit of staining on it. That had a little bit of sticker residue on these books, so I've had to do my best to try and get rid of those. Unfortunately, that's probably going to impact whether or not I submit this for grade, but again, still a good book to have. Then issue 33. So this is a classic battle between Thor and the Invaders. Again, the first in the still only 35 cent banner run. Issue 32. So this is the issue where Thor is tricked into fighting the Invaders on behalf of Hitler. So again, what part of the Invaders run was that they were reinventing the World War II history and filling in the gaps between Cap's demise and Namor's disappearance, just before Cap's demise and Namor's disappearance. So it's a really interesting part of history where they took a chunk that was missing and tried to fill in the gaps of that story. Then issue 31, classic battle between the Invaders and the Nazis, and a Nazi Frankenstein, so fascinating book there. Issue 30. Issue 29, so this is the first appearance of the Tectonic Knight, a Nazi holy warrior. Issue 28, again, high grade book, this one, and tough in high grade given the black cover, so I'll consider that for CGC submission. 27, this is the first team up of the Golden Age Human Torch and the Golden Age Submariner, so that's them both back together for the first time. issue 26, issue 25, oh, I tell a lie, this is the issue, this is the first team up of the Golden Age Human Torch and Submariner. Apologies. Then you've got the first appearance of the Scarlet Scarab in this issue. The Origin of Toru. Issue 21. Now what's missing here is issue 20. I have submitted this to CGC directly, but I've got one here that's my undercopy. Essentially, that's the issue that you'll be looking at. That's the first full appearance of the second Union Jack, Brian Falsworth. And the backup story reprint's name was First Appearance from Motion Pictures Funnies Weekly, #1. There is a rumour that Union Jack is going to be joining the MCU, so this is a very interesting book to try and grab if you can find that book out there. And then back to it, number 19. So this is the first cameo of second Union Jack, Brian Falsworth. Issue 18. This is the first appearance of the Destroyer, becomes the second Union Jack. So that's Brian Falsworth. This is issue 17, a pence copy. This is the first cover appearance of Warrior Woman, who first appeared in the issue that we're going to come to in a minute, but not in costume. This is issue 16, first appearance of Julia Koenig, revealed to be Warrior Woman in the next issue. So you can see both books here. Again, a pence copy, really high quality. Issue 15, Invaders versus Superpowered Crusaders. Then in issue 14, you have the introduction of the Crusaders. So this is the first team appearance. Spirit of 76, Captain Wings, Dynamite, Thunderfist, Ghost Girl, and Tommy Lightning. Issue 13. Issue 12. So this is the first appearance of Spitfire. Again, another great book to have. This one is really, really high quality. It did have a bit of that residue on it, but I managed to get that one off on this book. So I will be submitting this into CGC. Then we have issue 11. This is the Origin of Spitfire. Again, another great book to get if you can, so that you can see that character. Hopefully, if they do dive back in the MCU, these books will be primed for a lot of these characters. And there is, as I say, a rumour that a lot of these UK-based World War II heroes may appear at some point in the MCU. Issue number 10, UK pence variant. Issue number 9, UK pence. Oh, you get UK pence variant. Union Jack versus Baron Blood. Now again, we've missed issue 8 here. I do have another copy to share with you. I've got one graded as well. This is the book you'll be looking for. This is UK pence edition. The one I've got graded is a 9.8, and it's a US cents copy. But this is another one that's in for CGC for grading. This is the first cover appearance of Union Jack and joins the Invaders. Then the other issue that is of note is issue 7. Again, I don't have that here because it's been submitted directly to CGC, but this is the first appearance of Union Jack James Montgomery Falsworth, the first appearance of Baron Blood, a vampire, and the first appearance of Jacqueline Falsworth, who later becomes Spitfire in those issues. It's also first team appearance of Freedom's 5, so Union Jack, Crimson Cavalier, Sir Steel, Silver Squire, and Phantom Eagle. Again, this will be coming back from CGC, but this is my sort of undercopy at the moment. Then we have a UK price variant of issue 6. So this is the second appearance of Liberty Legion. Again, it's an interesting one. I really read that book, but issue 5 seems to be the first appearance, but this does seem to have them in character. I've reread the book, and it did seem like this is the first full appearance, but Key Collector has it as the second team appearance. So this is issue number 6. And because Issue 5 is the origin of Liberty Legion. I've submitted that to CGC directly, but again, I do have a undercopy here. Issue 5, this is the origin of Liberty Legion and the return of the Red Skull in the World War II timeline. So another book, a great book to have, UK pence variant there. Issue 4, again, UK pence variant. Issue 3, US one. This is the first full appearance of U-Man, aka Murano. And then it features an unnamed retconned appearance in Submariner Comics in number 35, issue from 1954. Issue 2 of the Invaders. This is the first appearance of the Brain Drain. It's a classic battle between Captain America, Namor, and the Human Torch. Unfortunately, I don't have a copy of issue 1 here with me, which is the first team appearance of the Invaders 2. So Bucky, Captain America, Human Torch, Submariner, and Toro. That's in for submission at CGC. But we're finishing off this batch, this mail call, with giant size Invaders, which kicked off the whole Invaders piece post their appearance in Avengers 70 and 71. This was a sort of one-off issue, which then led into the full series that you see there in the 70s. So this issue itself is the first appearance of Masterman, Nazi agent, and then it also features the origin of the Submariner. Okay, that's it. Thanks again for watching. Please, again, feel free to leave any comments, like or subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and we'll see you again soon.